There we go. Now we got that
Me?
beautiful smiling face on record. Okay, well, we are live here on the Kong Family Show today. Good morning, everybody. Hope everybody's having an awesome Friday. You know, everybody loves Fridays. As far as us, we're the serial entrepreneurs. We don't care what day of the week it is. Every day is a great day for us, right, Georgiana? You hearing me? Looks like you're frozen up a little bit. Good morning, Rodgar. Good to see you, buddy. So, Georgiana, if you can hear me, you may need to log out and log back in again because you're frozen up. There we go. She's back. HooDeeHoooo!
Yes, I'm on my way from Las Vegas to California, so maybe I'm gonna lose connection from some time.
Well, if it's possible, if you could pull over somewhere where you've got good service for a few minutes so we can have a little discussion about things, that would be awesome. Because, yeah, when you're moving along the road, oftentimes things go in and out. So I don't know what your capability is right there. But if you can't do that, hey, we'll just take what we can get and we'll work with it. So anyway, kids, hey, here we are. It's Friday morning. Georgiana's on her way back to California from Las Vegas. We are here I'm in Salt Lake City. And we are the Kong family. We have this very simple goal. We just want to change the world. And there's a lot of people out there who think that might be kind of a crazy, lofty goal. But as for us, we're watching it happen every single day. We're having a blast with it. And we're doing it one glass of hydrogen-rich, oxygen-saturated, incredibly hydrating Kangen 9.5 at a time. One lightning bolt in a box, one awesome show, one amazing guest, one incredible family at a time. And so today we have Gergana, let's see, how do you pronounce your last name, Gergana Toneva? Is that correct?
Yes, very good.
Oh, well, sometimes I get it
Not
right.
not
Usually I
many people
butcher
can pronounce my name, so you're doing great.
Yeah, well, I'm kind of famous for butchering names, but I try to get them right. You know,
Perfect.
some of the people I'm graced enough to get to meet here, some of them have some interesting names, and so yeah, we try to have a little bit of fun and try not to butcher names too badly. But so, Georgiana, let's just go ahead and get right to it. I have my first question that I always love to ask guests is, I like to know how, when, and why did you decide to get involved with Kong's Water? And were you a skeptic like I was?
I was a big time skeptic. My education back home in Bulgaria, I have a bachelor degree of ecology and environmental protection, um, drinking water, especially about drinking water. And I've studied about water before, and but we never study about that kind of water in university. I was introduced to Kangen a couple years ago, but I was super skeptic. I didn't want even to try it. And then it happened in my life that I was having some stress and anxiety, and then it turns to panic attacks, and I was having a headache. I never experienced headache in my life. I'm not one of those people who have headaches. I went to eye doctor. He told me I have glaucoma, which is popular for people 65 plus, and I'm only 35. They didn't know how it came, why I have it, but they did a couple tests and they diagnosed me with glaucoma. And the doctor, who is very well-known doctor, he told me that I have to use the drops for the rest of my life. If I skip week or two, I may go 90% blind just for 1 month. Even though I knew about the water, I knew it could be beneficial for me, and I knew about all those issues that were going on with my body, and my body was telling me that I'm not in my best shape and I need to improve um, my life. And I knew the bottled water I'm drinking, I'm buying every day, it's not the best thing I could give my body. I was still skeptic. Not until it gets to my son. My son, it's 2.5 years old now. When he was a year and 8 months old, he developed skin eczema. We went to different doctors here in America. We went to different doctors back home in Bulgaria. Um, Nothing was helping. I tried so many different natural creams, oils, herbs, changed his diet. We did allergy tests. Nothing was helping. The eczema was growing. It was going worse and worse. He was waking up in the middle of night, just crying. I couldn't sleep. He couldn't sleep. It was really, really bad. When it gets to the point that the eczema was going to his face, I was like, that's it. I'm purchasing Kangen machine. Sure enough, 5 days drinking water, he's drinking 8.5, and I sprayed 2.5 on his eczema, and all his body healed itself and clears. And since then, he has no eczema. You cannot even tell. He used to have those big spots on his skin. So I'm very thankful. I've learned that way, but my experience give me opportunity to speak for people and help them take a faster decision than me.
Yes, I love it. Great story that is. That's fantastic. You know, and that's a common denominator that we see all the time. It's truly amazing what the body will do when it gets the main ingredients that it needs to do its own work on itself. And so that's just a fantastic story to hear that about your son. And that's not the first time I've heard a story like that. That's for sure. It's more of a common occurrence with people that have things like eczema and psoriasis and that kind of thing. And so, how long has it been? How long have you been part of the Nagic family, the Khan family?
We became a part of the Nagic family just 3 months ago.
Wow, 3 months. So you've
Yes.
been in the water for 3 months. Your son has had awesome results. How about yourself? What kind of?
Well, since I started the water, I have not experienced even the symptoms of the panic attacks, which is big thing for me. And also about my eye problem, I went to my doctor like 3 weeks ago, and first thing he asked me when I enter inside the office, he asked me, "Do you put your drops on regular basis every night?" I asked him to do the test first, and then we're gonna talk. He did test me, and he said that my vision is perfect. My um, eye pressure, it's perfect. So his conclusion was the drops are working, and I'm so proud of you. And I told him I haven't used the drops for the last month and a half. He was like, "What? Why? What you doing then?" And I was like, "Well, have you heard of Kangen?" He's like, "No, what's that?" I was like, "It's drinking water." And I kind of explained him a little bit. He never heard of that before. He's researching.
So you kind of cut out right there. What was that again? Can you repeat that? What he said?
Well, he was like so surprised, and then I explained him a little bit about the water. He never heard. He's a very, very well-known doctor here and in Beverly Hills. He never heard of Kangen before. The things that I share with him, and the other doctor's experience he watched on YouTube makes sense for him. So he's in the process to buy a machine. He's just in Europe now. So when he's coming back here, he's gonna purchase one because this was wow for him. He said the first time he see a person from glaucoma that recover without using the drops. And he's like 50 years old man. It's not a doctor that just started his practice.
Awesome. Well, that's fantastic to hear that he's in tune to looking at it and giving it a shot, you know, and that's
And I also have few minor like benefits from the water, different, but this is the biggest, like the panic attacks and my eye problem. Um, on the other hand, the water helped me improving my skin, like face skin. Um, so many things. I can talk about the water a lot.
yeah. Awesome. I'm tickled to hear that. That's a fantastic story. And you know, one of the things for me about the reason that I do this show and the reason I try to get people like you on here to tell your stories is because it was a story that changed my life forever. Because I was a big time skeptic and I thought it was a bunch of nonsense. I thought water's water.
Yes.
And then one day the incredible angel Brittany Dykes, she told her story. And
Okay.
I actually read her story. I actually hit that see more button for the first time after I'd been thinking it was a bunch of nonsense for about 6 months, watching my buddy post about it. And I just thought it was stupid. Turns out I was the one who was stupid. And so
Yes.
once I finally actually allowed myself to take a look, I immediately ended up buying a machine right out of the chute. And, you know, the price was a little shocking at first, but, you know, it just made sense because of the fact that my body's worth more than that. My wife and
Exactly.
my health is worth more than any amount of money that there is. And so it's kind of a shame that a lot of people don't think of it that way until they get sick. And, you know, like
In fact,
yeah.
it cost us more to not own the device than to buy it. But we just need to kind of like switch our mind because we spend so much money on travel, upgrading our home, upgrading our cars, upgrading our life, but we never think about the water. And this is one of the essential for our body.
Yes.
So if someone asks me, is the Kangen machine expensive? No, it's not. It's very less expensive. It costs you more to not have one in your place, in your home.
Yeah. Amen. I know of a
I've
guy.
spent probably more money about my son eczema than just if I was going to buy straight the Kangen machine.
Yeah. Yeah, that's priceless. You know, the fixing your, you know, helping your son get rid of his eczema by giving his machine, you know, because it's right, here's a machine, you know, and we always have to make very clear to people that it's not the water that's the cure. It's not the water that's the miracle. It's this thing right here. Because this is the miracle
Exactly.
right here that God gave us. And all
Yes.
water is a tool that allows this thing to become its own mechanic and fix itself. And, you know,
Yes.
that's very important for us to make note of every time we do this show, because we're not allowed to make any kind of medical claims or anything like that. And we're simply not. We're just talking about what happens to the body when it gets the proper hydrogen, electricity, hydration, and alkalinity that it needs. And then it does amazing
Absolutely.
to fix itself. And you're just a perfect example of exactly how that kind of thing happens. And so we love it.
I am. Yes.
So that is fantastic. What a great story. And you've only been involved with it.
Well, that's just the story of my life. I've been honest, and I told you I have so many more benefits, like minor stuff going on, but this this for the eczema, my panic attacks. This is like priceless.
Yeah, it truly is a blessing to be part of this company. And you know, if you're anything like I was, you're going to find that it's going to change your life in so many ways as the time, you know, as the days, weeks, and months and years
Yeah,
pass.
I'm still learning. Like every day I'm learning. Every day I see new ways and new protocols how I can use the different types of the water. It's amazing for me that now I can wash my fruits and vegetables and take out all the pesticides. This is another huge improvement of our life.
Yeah, that is that. I know that's a big thing for me. I even clean stuff off that I get out of my own garden, and it always blows me away what's on my own stuff in my own garden. And I don't spray my garden with anything. Somebody else, somewhere else, something else is spraying my garden for me, not me. But I like to be able to take whatever it is off. I actually got some tomatoes out of the garden the other day, and I cleaned them in tap water and also in Kong's water, and the what came off in the Kong's water was yellow. And every time I've cleaned stuff off out of my garden, I've had some weird, funky looking color with a bunch of weird stuff in the water. Where on the tap water side, there's nothing. It's just perfectly clear. And so it's a little shocking because of the fact that we don't spray anything except some of the very best source water in the world on our on our garden, because we're really quite blessed. We live
Yeah,
in an area where we have our own little water supply. It comes off the mountains right next to our house and comes down into a deep well aquifer, and it doesn't get any chemical,
perfect.
chlorine, no fluoride, nothing in it. But when you ORP test it, it's got a high positive ORP, um, and so it's really not good for you as far as drinking it is concerned. But it doesn't have any chemicals or poisons in it. Um,
Yeah,
and, but yet it still doesn't clean off my vegetables. It doesn't clean off anything that comes from the store. Doesn't clean anything that comes from the garden. And so it's really an eye-opening thing. And so that's wonderful to hear that you're utilizing it that way as well. I know that pretty much whenever I talk to people about Kangen water, I always tell them, hey, you know, the first time you see some of this gunk coming off your food, you're gonna be hooked, because I know that's what happened for me. Boy, nobody would be able to get my Kong machine away from me for all the money in the world.
yes.
And most people, that's how they are. And would you classify yourself that same way?
Well, in fact, I used to work in UK as a student. Um, there was a program. It was called Work and Travel. So as a student in our summer vacation, we used to go to UK, work on farms, help farmers pick up their um, um, produce, and then we worked 3 to 4 months, and 1 month we travel. I used to do that 3 times in UK and 1 time here in US. When I was in US, I was in Yosemite National Park. However, when I was in UK, I used to work in a farm that produce herbs as mint, cilantro, and flaxseed, also green onion, radish, and lettuce. All that was sprayed. We had organic fields and we have non-organic fields. All of the fields were sprayed on a regular basis, and for the farm next to us, which was strawberry and raspberry, they would spray it once. It was a raspberry, strawberry, and cherry tomatoes. They would spray once with that oil-based pesticides. And in fact, you cannot produce um, produce as a business if you don't spray it. First, because the fields will get sick. Second, because they may delay in their growth, or they may grow faster than you want them, and you have orders from all those supermarkets that you need to follow the schedule, you need to follow the track. So you need to be on top of controlling all this produce, how they grow, when they grow, how perfect they are, sizes and everything.
Wow.
So I knew from very young age, I was 22 by that time, that even the organic fields, they're sprayed and they allow them to spray. The only thing is that the period between they spray and the produce go to the market, it's longer than the regular one.
Yeah.
And I always knew, but I didn't know how to find a way to clean my produce.
Yeah.
So
Well,
this, when I learned, I didn't know about Kangen. I found out about 11.5 when I got my own machine. Before that, I didn't know about this property.
wow.
So this is a huge thing for me.
Yeah, it's a huge thing for me as well. I know it's one of the big, huge parts of this water that you know, has my attention. That's for sure. Now, I have another question that stems from that first question. How did you find out about pouring water?
So a friend of mine, she's been telling me about Kangen for a long time, but she was just mentioning, I have a very good water. It's gonna help you. It's beneficial for everybody. You have to try it. Blah blah blah. She never grabbed my attention with like facts and detailed information. So I was kind of trying to sell me something. Yeah. I believe that crap. Water is water. Water from just one machine. I don't want to drink my tap water. Tap water is not good for drinking. And I didn't know anything. So we would mention something. It's this and that, and then I will cut her off, and she stops. And then when I start researching for Daniel's eczema, I talked to some moms that their babies were having the same issue. And one mom shared with me about Kangen water. And I was still like thinking how water can cure something that medicine cannot. This is not possible. But that mom told me that you don't, she just told me, don't believe. One day when the eczema was growing and was going to his face, I was like, that's it. I'm not gonna be skeptical anymore. I'm just gonna give a try, and it works.
Yeah. For you.
Yes.
I love it. I love it. You know, real quick, I gotta set you straight on something here. So, you know that little beautiful voice that's inside the machine that talks to you?
Yes.
And you know what she says? She says, Kangen water, 9.5.
Yes.
Kangen water, 8.5. She doesn't say Kangen water. She says Kangen. And that's why
Yeah.
Kangen exists, because if that beautiful lady in the box, if she said Kangen water, well, guess what? Kong's water wouldn't even exist, because
Yeah.
making the correlation because it was called Kangen water. And I'm like, how do you think that gorilla got so big? He was out there
Yeah.
in the jungle drinking. He'd fly from the vine, land in the big pool at the base of the waterfall, stick his snout under there, start drinking electrolyzed Kong's water right out of the jungle. And so I always had to joke and have some fun with that. But you know, anytime somebody calls it Kangen water, I always have to set them straight. So anyway, so
Mm-hmm.
I got another question for you, and this is always my favorite question because I always get so many unique answers to this question. So you've got somebody out there that is curious about the water, and they, you know, they don't really know anything, or maybe you've just got you got a short few seconds, you got 30 seconds, maybe a minute or whatever, and you only have time to say one thing to them to try and spark their interest, what are you going to say to that person?
Well, I will say that I changed my water. Now I'm drinking living water, hydrogen rich, and it's doing amazing stuff to myself and my family. Um, First thing, increase my energy. Energy boost, like, whoa, I feel 20 again. And then doesn't matter how many hours I sleep, even if I sleep 4 to 5 hours, it's a very quality sleep. I wake up fresh and ready to be produceful.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's, if I have just a couple seconds, that's what I will say.
Beautiful.
A lot of people I meet in my everyday life, and they say, "Oh, I'm so tired. I can't wait to hit Friday. I'm exhausted." Especially moms with small kids. Of course, you don't sleep quality sleep. You don't eat good because baby's first for the first couple years. Uh, Baby require a lot of energy and attention. Of course, you're gonna be tired, but you're gonna be tired. But since I changed my water, I don't complain anymore. I don't feel tired anymore.
Yeah. That's another one of those common things that we find, you know, because it really is. I always tell people it's the best energy drink on the planet.
It's amazing. I never drink coffee in my life. I'm just that kind of person. It's not only healthy properties, but I don't like the caffeine taste. So I never drink Red Bull or coffee or any of those energy drinks. I've been a big fan of tea for all my life, but the water gives me so much energy. Now I can feel how people feel after having a morning coffee. Instead of coffee, after I wake up, I have 2 fresh glass of 9.5, and I'm ready to go, ready to rock.
Yeah. Yeah, I love it. That's exactly what I do. The first thing I do when I get up in the morning is I drink myself a nice 14-ounce glass of Kong's water right smack dab out of the machine. And then a few minutes later, I drink another one. And it really does get me started the right way. Sometimes you wake up tired, and as soon as you go in and drink that first glass of water, boy, you're all of a sudden so fast you can feel the difference. And for those people out there who might be skeptics and saying, you know, whatever, how could water do something like that? Well, the thing is that Kong's water is not H2O. It is H2 negative OH. It is loaded with hydrogen and electricity. And the thing is your body, it runs on hydrogen and electricity. And so if you give it hydrogen and electricity, guess what it does? It runs. And so, you know, that's why it does what it does. Once you understand the science behind it, then you clearly understand why you get such a jolt of energy from drinking the water. And so that's part of what we're trying to do here as well, is we're trying to educate people. We're trying to bring stories that help resonate with people, because you know what? There might be somebody out there, Gergana, who has a child who has eczema, or someone that has eczema themselves.
Yes.
And when they
Yes.
hear the story,
Yes, I would love to share with all those parents.
yeah, and that's the thing. They might hear your story down the road, because this thing is being recorded. It's going to go up onto the Kong Family YouTube channel. You're going to get a link to it, and you can share it out to your heart's content forevermore. And so not only does it tell your story, but it also is giving information that somebody out there might have a child that is suffering, or they might be suffering themselves from eczema. And your story might very well change their life, just like Brittany Dyke's story changed my life. And so that's a huge part of why we do what we do, which also brings me to the final part of our show today, which is that one of my goals is to get people together who resonate with each other, because somebody might not want to do business with me. They might think I'm too much of a knucklehead and they don't want to do business. You know, but they see you and they're like, I got to get together with her. I want to work with that gal, you know. And for me, that's what I want. Is my goal is to help people get Kangen water. I don't care who they get their machines from. I just care that they get their machines. And so if they want to get their machine from you,
I love this. I feel exactly the same way.
What's that?
I feel exactly the same way. I just love what you said.
Yeah, and that's why I want to give you this opportunity now, because quite frankly, we just never know whose life we're going to change with our stories. And
Yes.
so as people see this in the days, weeks, months, and years that go by, and they want to hook up with Gergana, how do they do it? How do they get a hold of you? And before you answer that question, I want to give a little caveat to everybody out there. If you're going to send a message, if Gergana tells you how to get a hold of her through Facebook, and you decide to send her a Facebook friend request, will you please do her the common courtesy of telling her why you sent her a friend request and how you found out about her, so she knows that you're not some scam artist trying to friend up with her so you can, you know, there's a lot of crazy things going out there on Facebook. And so what I encourage people to do is, when you send that friend request, also hit the message button and say, hey, Gergana, I saw you on that that show with that crazy dude, that Kong family. And I felt compelled to reach out to you because what you said to me resonated with me. I've got the same issues, blah, blah, blah. And so just do people the common courtesy. If you send her a Facebook,
Yes.
Instagram, or an email or whatever. And so at that point, Gergana, what I'd like to offer you the opportunity to do, and this is completely up to you, whatever you want to say here, and that is whatever information that you have, whether it's Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, websites, whatever, you know, phone numbers, whatever contact information that you would like to give out to the audience. Now is an opportunity for you to share whatever contact information you would like to share, so that if you touch somebody's life with this story, that they can get a hold of you and work with you. So
Absolutely. I would like to thank you about this opportunity. Um, since I changed my water and I changed my life, I really believe that it's my obligation now to share it with the world. Because going through all the issues that I mentioned earlier, I get to the point that I was praying to God, God, please send me natural way to cure my son, and I promise I'm gonna share with everyone that are in need. And I was thinking in my mind that it's gonna be a cream from Amazon or some sort of like herbs, and it came out that it's Kangen water. So it's even easier now because everyone can try it and see from their own experience how the first thing you see, that the energy that comes out from nowhere. Before I was always wanting to go to the gym but didn't have the energy, didn't have the time, all those excuses. Now I go to gym and I have the time and I have the energy, and I'm so grateful about that. However, I create a Facebook group. It's called Kangen Water, the way of healthier lifestyle. I share everyday information and testimony for you, Geana, last name Toneva. I live in Las Vegas, Nevada. I go to our Kangen store every Tuesday for the demo there with Mr. Fred Brown. My phone number is 702-626-2428. I will be more than happy to share my experience, to help people out, and to get more people on Kangen. Doesn't matter if they want to join me or someone else. It's just a blessing that we have this device in our days.
Yes, awesome. And real quickly, the first part of what you were talking when you were just getting started with giving your contact information, you went through a dead spot there, and so you were breaking up. Can you repeat that information again for everybody?
Yes, I create a Facebook page. It's called Kangen Water, the way of healthier lifestyle. And I share there on daily basis. I share testimony, information, um, experience. There's a lot of people in the group that they already got the machine, so it's very nice place to exchange experience and learn more about the water. And then I have my personal page, which is Gergana Toneva, Gergana, last name Toneva.
Beautiful, awesome. Yeah, that's how I ended up finding you, was through, you made a comment about on somebody's post. I can't remember whose post it was, but you made a comment about it helping with your health and that kind of stuff. And,
Yes.
you know, and so whenever I see that kind of a comment, I always reach out to people and say, hey, I saw your comment. I'm wondering if I could get you to come on the show and share your story, and so I'm so grateful that you were willing to take the time on such a short notice and come in here.
Of course, I told you now I have energy and I can do so many more things. It's 8:22 right here now. We started 1 hour ago, but I was able to sleep enough and get up early and be on time here.
Yeah.
It's such a pleasure for me. Thank you for inviting me. Thank you for reaching out, and thank you for doing this. It's amazing.
Yeah, I really appreciate it. I'm truly so blessed. This company has blessed me in so many ways and helped change my life. The motto of this company is change your water, change your life. It's not change your water,
Yes.
change your car, change your water, change your house, change your water, change your job. No, it's change your water, change your life. And the reason it is that is because that is exactly what it does. You are a living testament to that. I'm a living testament to that. Everybody that's involved with this company is a living testament to the fact that Mr. Oshiro's vision was spot on the money. And it's amazing all the different ways that this water, this company helps people change their lives for the better. And I, for one, am completely hooked on this. This is my passion in this world for the rest of my living days. And I'm excited to have awesome young people like you that are involved, that are excited, that are willing to come on and share their stories, that have Facebook pages that they're trying to
I feel truly blissful that I found out about Kangen water and I started drinking Kangen water in my young age. I didn't wait until I'm older and I have all that body issues and being exhausted. So even better for my son. I was like, oh my gosh, you're a baby and you're already on Kangen. You're blessed.
Yes, I love it. I'll tell you what. Yeah, so Gergana, thank you so much for coming on with us today. I'm really blessed to have had your presence, have you grace the show, and it's just every day is just another blessing being involved
Yes.
with the company, and I am so grateful that you were willing to take the time. And I want to wish you safe travels getting over there to California, and I wish you the rest of an awesome day and a great weekend and all that kind of stuff. And so I look forward to seeing your stuff. I'm going to be following your page so that I can get the things that you're putting out. And I hope you'll follow the Kong family page if you're not already doing so, because our goal is to bring value 7 days a week. And, it's for sure that we're going to be here 5 days a week. And sometimes it's hard getting people on the weekends, but I'm working on it. My goal is 7 days a week, and I'm going to keep working on it until I till I have it packed up 7 days a week and just bringing value every day because this stuff never takes a break. Health never
Amazing.
takes a break. Life never takes a break. And so there's no reason why we should. And so
Yes.
love you very much. I really appreciate you coming on here with us today. And, once again,
Thank you.
everybody out there, we are the Kong family and we're here to change the world. We're doing it one glass of hydrogen-rich, oxygen-saturated, incredibly hydrating Kongs 9.5 at a time, one lightning bolt in a box, one awesome, gracious guest, and one fun and exciting educational show at a time. And so to everybody out there, remember, do not forget your hugs. Give yourself a hug every day, kids, and a big old HooDeeHoooo to go along with it. There, change the world, starting with your own. And we love you all very much. Thanks for being here. And we'll see you again tomorrow. Tomorrow morning, we're going to roll with some electrolysis enhancer. I'm going to show people a way to be able to make their own electrolysis enhancer so they have an unlimited supply of it for cheap. And so that's going to be tomorrow's show. Hope you guys tune in. And Gergana, thank you once again. Safe travel. God bless. Have an awesome day. And we'll see you again on the flip side. HooDeeHoooo! Thanks again, honey.